Seer time. He's been doing a good job recently, that Seer. Just loves his chain lightning. Also loves his wolves, but he's going to be going chain lightning and Farsight this time. So I've been trying to do this strategy a couple of times. Haven't had any luck in terms of like the perfect combination of maps and players, etc. And obviously ping has been another challenge recently. The other day had 14 4 versus 4 RT games, and six of them were normal. 7 of them were normal ping, 1 of them was 200 plus ping, and 6 of them were 400 plus ping. And by 400 I mean like 470 ping. Like it was breaching close to 500 ping. It was getting ridiculous. So Secret Cow's got a request here. He wants me to read this in an Irish tauren chieftain accent. I'll try somewhat, but I've been doing this strategy a few times, so I've put the strategy into a bite-sized amount of things to say, because he likes to write a book when it comes to these strategies. But basically the premise is multi-siege with fission. So farce here. If I do Irish, it's too high. I can't really do like I can see my ancestors or something like that, but it's just Irish, but just saying tauren chieftain lines or something. Grunts, Farseer, Chain Lightning, Farsight, tauren chieftain with endurance. Grunts, Raiders, Witchdoctor, Sentry. Bats with liquid fire and pillage. A separate siege. 1 ground, 1 air. Try to take down 2 town halls at once. So the premise is basically to have 1 ground army with Grunts, Raiders, Witchdoctors, and 1 air army with bats. Use pillage, use liquid fire. And at least try to just decimate 2 bases or do some damage. Like, to take down 2 bases at once would be a bit of a stretch, but we'll see what happens. Do I even have enough food for that? Yeah, you can get enough food. I mean, the bats you do need quite a lot though. So it's like 20 plus food of bats at least. Gonna get that tech going, I think, slightly earlier on. I see. Need another green camp to do, really. This is normally where purple would go, though, but he's doing that green spot. The only downside of this green spot is it's so close to here that the experience gets shared, so Farseer still stays low level. But there's no other green camps for me to do. I will just have to return in kind and absorb some experience from over on the left hand side. There you go. An eye for an eye. Let's get some Farsight action. That's already crept, so we can see that's going on. You could always just go straight over there and probably get a lot of experience just for doing that. Like, there's genuinely quite a lot of benefit to doing that. First of all, we should try to set up an expansion there, lest we fall behind too far. I don't know if I really want the extra grunt. I'll hold back. I'm not going to have the resources otherwise.
Yes, my eyes are open.
There's another expansion. As you would expect anyway. It's not like too surprising to see people taking expansions. Try to pull them over to the top so I can get this going here. Upgrade complete. May as well get the second hero ticking along. You don't actually have to go 2 heroes in this one. He said I could just go fast here, but I think 2 heroes with the endurance would be very nice. So I'm going to plow into that. Blue is still giving that guy some trouble. Gonna come back to the shop. I wouldn't mind getting the shredder as well. And then definitely probably come over here. Like, that's free experience, basically. Not sure if this guy plans on getting a shredder, but I certainly do.
It is certain. Watch out. My eyes are open. We need more gold. We need more gold. We need more gold.
More gold definitely is required. I'll go with the level 2. There's the shredder. That's the most important thing. He's left the items there. I guess he doesn't want them. Like, I'm not like rushing to get them. If he wants them, he can have them. That's fine. I'll leave that there. Gonna take those. Tauren chieftain can take those. You can do this spot here as well. That's also good. But like I say, I want to... Like, I've got this kind of fixation with trying to hit that top right spot. I'm not sure what it is that's making me so tempted to do it. Possibly because it's just the free experience, like I say. So we're going to have to build up for our other units. So we're going to need witchdoctors. That's Voodoo Lounge. Come over for here. Just ignore that. I don't care. You're never going to win that fight, so... Come here. Get the damage done that you can get done. Certainly a lot of towers. Might just try to hit this guy, actually. There's a lot of units, but if I got enough spell power, which I don't, unfortunately, might be able to get some kills. But chain lightning.
We're under attack. My eyes are open. What do you want?
Concentrate on the build. Don't let yourself get too far behind there. Doesn't really matter what happens in this fight here. How well it goes for my heroes, I don't care. Like I say. Got to make sure that the build itself is taking place and doing what it needs to do. So you've got witchdoctors. You're going to want pillage as well. Coming back in. I'm just going to stand here so I can block him a bit. That'll do. Depends whether it's worth it. I would say borderline worth it. It'd definitely be worth it if blue wasn't quite in that place in that time, but I can't determine whether that's going to happen or not. That was just simply the case. Expansion is complete. Build is going. We're going to get ourselves some snare, raiders, carry on the good vibe. Looks like Bat Riders already.
Someone call for the doctor? Our allied town is being attacked. Something is doing.
Keep going, you witch doctors. May as well pick up some nice items. Could have maybe used the cloak actually to save the Tauren chieftain, but he's going to be stuck there anyway. Most likely could have been done better. But everything is hindsight. Blue seems to really know my position. Yeah, he did seem to be quite on the ball in terms of exactly where it was I was going at all times. That's something you just kind of get used to when you're streaming. Maybe you just got lucky, but you know, you sometimes just have to accept that's just the way it's going to go.
I stand ready. I hear the summons. That be good choice, man. I stand ready.
We can always get revenge on blue later.
Research complete. Good choice, man. I hear the summons. Shall may I serve? Tazdingo. Right away. Tazdingo. That be good choice, man. Right away.
It's going to be my target. He's coming from the east-hand side there, but we can creep jack him shortly. He's playing it very safe.
Someone call for the doctor? Yes. You seek me help? How may I serve? I hear the summons. What? How may I serve? I hear the summons.
He wanted like a free beastiaries to really pump ahead. Well, that's what the burrow's for, at least.
Can't build there. Something you're doing? Ready to ride. Yes. You need my help. Research complete. What do you want? Research complete. Yes. Work. Okay. Can't build there. Can't build there.
He's not going to be able to do much more. Just a fawn in the side, basically.
Something you're doing? What do you want? Work. Yes. What do you want, people? My eyes
He's stuck now. Green's going to go deal with him. Must remember to try to use Farsight more often. I often do neglect it. So that's the ground army doing its work. But I've got to build up like enough bats. So that's kind of why we're going to sit at 50 food for a while. It's a pretty hard strategy to do to some degree. Because there's a lot of time that requires building up towards success. And we might just get success too early or too late, I don't know. Like we're doing some attacks now. Blue's going to be called to action soon. Need to back off a little bit here. Right, time to start massing those bats. So that's all going on. I agree. Give time to town portal since it's like 10,000% enemy players here. Plenty of speed scrolls. So, you know, like it's... You've got to have bats, which again I've only got like 4 of. We got good fission though. But bats would be best to be used versus the night elf, so I'm going to like almost rally them in that position. I think we got... It's not the biggest ground army, but it's better than nothing. I guess we'll get more witchdoctors when I can. Always seem to be like 4 peons in the gold mine. I don't know how I keep managing that. So this is my ground force. Bats are coming up the north. We can see that the player's gone here. Creep jack. Well, if we can creep jack that. That's a pretty large army, actually. Don't know if the Tauren chieftain can sneak out. Fortunately, he can. Oh, goodness me. Looks like you got some frostworms to go there as well. Well, we're just going to be... Let's talk about poking the hornet's nest. Yeah, I thought he would be back. That's why I repaired the burrow. I'm going to send the bats in to help with that guy. I can't attack at the same time with my ground army. Not very easily because, well, looks like the entire red army's there. So easier said than done. Oh god. Leave me alone.
Our allied tower under attack. Our town is under attack. You'll see how you ready to work. I see. Of course. Watch out. Do you want my guns?
Alright, there you go. Pillaging this base. We're doing this over here. One base down. I won't be able to get that one as well. That's not going to happen. I'm out of speed scrolls.
We're under attack.
Bats are gone now. It's hard to micro and macro manage. It's much easier to do it when you're not being chased by a whole bunch of freaking frostworms. I can tell you that much for sure. Frostworms is like 10 out of 10 on the alerts factor. Try concentrating when you're being chased by a bunch of frostworms. Very hard to do. Let's just TP here.
Yes, chieftain. My eyes are may I serve? We need more gold.
I'd say that was relatively successful. Not the perfect strategy by any means, or at least perfectly implemented, because it's been a bit difficult under the circumstances, but certainly got the job done. It's definitely a lot of gold. That will cover some expenses. Looks like we're grouping up now. Again, I could forget to use Farsight. Just so not used to that. Bats are going to come up back to the north. Can have a little poke at someone else's base. Human base is kind of hard. I could get some chain lightnings in. That guy really likes sappers.
Need something. Our allied town is being attacked. Ready to work. Let's ride.
Yep. That base is definitely gone. We can pillage this base over here on that side.
My eyes are open. Our allies' hero has been slain. Work complete. Our allied town is being attacked.
Nice. What's this Star for Sanctuary just chilling over here? I guess I'll pick it up. I don't know if that's dropped for me or not. They got a pretty scary army. We're going to have to work out how we're going to interpret versus that. I think I just got to go mass bats now, just to counter the frostworms. I think the strategy part is done. Now we just need to try to survive. Oh, hang on a second. Pull back, man. Why is he fighting them? Ooh, that's really bad. That's really bad. Alright. Town portal over there. I think he lost like most of his army there.
Our allied town is being attacked. My eyes are open. Say the word. Our allied town is being attacked.
What a weird position. They got no more air though, frostbones to worry about. Look at the chain lightnings and shockwaves. Bats are still going on over here, which is nice. This guy wasn't with them though. Wait a second. Got a speed scroll, so that's really cool for the whole team. I can use the remaining bats over here, but got to be careful of the web. He's used the web now versus those, so let's try to blow up whatever frostbones we can. Ah. Hard to blow up frostworms, I've got to say. They've got so much health. This guy's really got a thing for that expansion. Let's go earthquake. Oh, nice. Look at that Stormbolt. That was smack on time. Yeah, that's what happens when you get a bit too obsessed for some reason. I wouldn't have been able to save that burrow, even with that micro. It pretty much came to a conclusion. Bats are dead now. Couldn't concentrate on that. It's very hard to do this kind of strategy. I'm not enough of a macro player to pull it off. It still feels like I've got units over here, because when I look on the minimap, I can see some sort of like white specks over here. But there's nothing there.
Our allied town is being attacked.
I've pushed too hard. I'm not with my allies, which is a real problem. I haven't got speed scroll. So frostworms are having their way with me, unfortunately. Just put down 6 million stasis traps and get out. I shouldn't have pushed really into that. That's why you need a speed scroll at all times. Frostworms are just god mode. They have like a 12-second slow. So the funny thing is even if you use a speed scroll versus them, by the time the speed scrolls run out, you still actually have the slow from the frostworm. That's just how strong that is. I thought Blizzard were going to change that, but they never really did. Like, that 12 seconds... That one speed peon. That 12 second slow. Like, what the hell, man? Cannot get out of these frostworms. They're just such a nightmare. They're so ridiculously strong for 4 versus 4 RT. It's actually sickening. I think the damage is done though.
How may I serve? Right away. I stand. For my ancestors. I hear the summons.
Yeah, that's too much. They're all grouped up. We have to back off. I got like no income at the moment.
Our allies' hero has been slain. Our allied town is being attacked. Not enough mana. What would you ask of me?
Not enough mana.
We're under attack.
I thought that was the Blood Mage coming back there, to be honest, for that specific spot.
I stand ready.
Would love the Tauren chieftain to get level 6.
What would you ask of me? The future is my eyes. Do you need my counsel?
I don't know what we're doing in terms of response. It looks like the mass frostworm might just win. We need like mega anti-air. I think it might be better to go wyverns, because bats just you need like 3 bats per frostworm, and that's if the freaking like heal doesn't from the Death Knight overcome the armor. It's like it's so hard to deal with frostworms. It's so ridiculously difficult. Get a base across the map. I think we just leave the Night Elf base to last. Give me more gold.
Our allies' hero has been slain.
Since he's at, you know, the cap.
We're under attack. Our allied town is being attacked.
They actually went for the bottom base, so that gives me lots of time to build up wyverns.
Ready to soar, master. Are there enemies above? Right away, my counsel. Our allied town is being attacked. It is
We've got basically just 2 armies, me and the Night Elf. That's about it. We can't fight. Just mass wyverns until they're down to 2 bases, we're down to 2 bases. This guy's nuts.
My eyes are open. Destiny awaits. Let's ride. My counsel. Watch out.
Well, that's a free kill. That'll help. That's 1 less tranquility to deal with. We can maybe... Oh, careful. Some of them are coming back. We'll have to see how that plays out. You got TP. Yep, my base is going down. One of them's TPing, but not to the right base that I thought it was going to be. Oh, that's the Mountain King. Oh, I see. Get this base down. Come on. Right, and we got wyverns. Do I keep my base? Pretty much. Haven't got any witchdoctors there. Gotta just hit and run as best as possible. The downside is they're probably going to come to this expansion just as soon as it goes up. Like, you can't predict where everyone's going to be on the map, and unfortunately it looks like it's just going to line up perfectly for the enemy team. Frustratingly enough. By the time they just come round, they're going to be like, oh, that's nice! An expansion that literally just went up. If I build it in the corner, they'll come over there. Yeah. Just got to hit and run any... I'm quicker. But I could do with like more speed scrolls and stuff, but I didn't really get that. I should kill this main base actually, before they can TP to that. Yep, here we go. Oh, Oh, look at this. Are you crazy? Let's do this. I mean, it's not a great fight for me, because he's still undead in balance. But I have to try. Right, now I've got to get out, because there's more than one coming. I managed to kill a bit. Obviously lost a ton as well, because Frostworm's going to be Frostworms, right? Can't do much about Frostworms being Frostworms, and there goes my expansion as well. So it kind of sucks, really. Undead Imbalance just really coming through, like, top tier. Look at this disgustingness. I don't think we can win this game. I think we're just up against the odds way too heavy. If they didn't have so many bloody undead, this would have been a lot more tolerable. Won't be able to TP in time to that. It's just, Frostworms have got way too much health when it comes to 4 versus 4 RT. They should be more like glass cannons. Unfortunately, you can't really change them because I think they're pretty balanced for 1 versus 1, but for 4 versus 4 RT, they are ridiculously strong. Our best bet is the enemy screwing up and making mistakes.
Our allied town is being attacked. Doing? Okie dokie. Our whole line has collapsed. Attack.
Eyes are open. Do you need my counsel?
Work. Other enemies above.
What are you doing? The pathing is very difficult here.
I see. My eyes are open. Destiny awaits. Do you need my counsel?
What you can really do is hit and run expansions.
It is. Of course. Destiny awaits.
Free experience. And it's going to be heading towards my expansion shortly. And his expansion.
I stand ready. I stand ready.
Can't get there in time to save that, unfortunately.
Of course. I see. Watch out. It is certain. It is certain.
He's cornered.
Attack.
He seems to know, like, he's already moving. I've got the chain lightning. I've got the far side, bro.
My eyes are open.
For my ancestors. An excellent plan.
Do you need my counsel?
We're under attack.
Do you need my counsel?
Other enemies above.
My eyes are open.
Double.
Watch out.
I need orders.
Destiny
Oh, shit.
Destiny awaits.
Undead Imbalance is back.
Seeing is believing.
Look at those Frostworms are keeping up with a fucking tauren chieftain.
I see. My eyes are open. Seeing is believing. What would you ask of me? My eyes are open.
I don't know what the plan is.
Do you need my counsel? Destiny awaits.
Other enemies above. Yes. Be happy to.
My
I
eyes
need
are
orders.
open.
What do you want? Speak.
Can never get an expansion up. Wherever I put it on the map, they always end up going there eventually. Just basically around the time that it goes up.
It is.
It's pretty frustrating. Can't even get like an expansion for like 2 minutes.
I need orders.
Do you need my counsel?
Oh, he uses tranquility. Bro.
Something need doing that. Okie dokie. Are there enemies above? What would you ask?
Watch out.
We're under attack. Speak. Our town is under attack.
Oh well.
It is certain.
Maybe go for the night elf whilst he's spazzing about.
I see.
I stand
Back, 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 back.
My guns done. Watch out.
Speed scroll for the Mountain King.
Seeing is believing.
We got a group.
Of course.
They got gold coming in though. That's part of the problem.
you ask of me.
Destiny.
Sickening frostworms.
I stand
I mean, at least if we get this down, and maybe the next one, that's it. They got no income after that.
My eyes are enemies above. Watch out. Under enemies above. Under enemies above. We're under attack. Our town is under attack. Look out. I need order. My eyes down. For my ancestors. Under enemies above.
yes, chieftain. An excellent plan.
I need order.
Man,
Destiny
what would you ask of me? Yes, chieftain.
It's a bad miss.
Our allied town is being attacked. Do you need my Are there enemies above?
Your command.
Speak. My
I
eyes.
stand ready.
It is done. Watch out.
You don't have a scroll? I got one. Oh well, Josie. It's too late. I think we're gonna... I'll drop. Nah, fuck it. Let's just TP.
I need order.
Ain't got time to discuss this shit. Nice, that was a good position on the Death Knight. Just keep bringing down the frostworms. That's really where the strength is. Maybe we can deal with the heroes afterwards. One Death Knight down. Kind of down and out now. Tauren Chieftain will come back though. So that's a saving grace. Not much else other than that though.
For my ancestors. We're under attack.
I stand
Our allied town is being attacked. My eyes are open. We're under attack. Are there enemies above? Attack.
I stand
Don't know what happened to the undead heroes.
For my ancestors. My eyes are open. Of course.
No base to town portal too.
I need order. Something need doing? Seeing is believing. Speak.
I stand
Move double. Speak. eyes are open. Destiny awaits.
You ask of me.
Probably healing up quite nicely, those little buggers. He's got Arc anyway.
My eyes are open.
They still got expansions. Can't let those go.
What you want? Be happy to. Need orders.
Destiny
I
Talk about an uphill struggle.
you ask of me.
is believing.
Are there enemies above? Ask of me.
Destiny.
Double.
Do you need my counsel?
Command. I stand ready.
My counsel.
I need order.
I see.
Double.
Look out.
I need orders.
I hope he's got Star for teleport or something. If he gets caught out, that's kind of GG for him.
Something to doing. Are there enemies above? Double.
Do you need my counsel?
I need orders.
My eyes are open. It is certain.
Are there enemies above?
Seeing is believing.
Obligatory annoying.
You darbies.
Get the Dryads on that.
Are there enemies above?
Has he got a hero? Thank you for this time. That's probably all he's got left.
I need order.
It's up to Endurance Aura
Of course.
to take us home.
See.
Outside of the undead imbalance is movement speed.
It is certain. Or do you need my counsel? Destiny awaits. Seeing is believing. Do you need my counsel? My eyes are open.
I need order.
Get DK. Go for the DK. Go for the DK. Go for the DK. Focus that DK. Whilst he's exposed. Get that DK. Stormbolt on the Death Knight. 100%. There's the town portal. Get the Lich if you can. Nice. That's a huge get. Crit law. He's got no Ankh. Keep him. GG. I think we managed to just about come through there. Still got expansions to go for. But there's not much left now. I think after that they should be sufficiently busted. Get some health back on the Tauren chieftain. That staff, very nice. I'm still getting bugged by these white specks at the top.
I stand ready.
Is believing. Do you need my counsel? My
Are there enemies above?
So the Death Knight's alive. He's probably rebuilding the Lich. Yeah, it's things like that that are annoying.
Allied town is being attacked.
But I got fast here. I can Earthquake. I don't want to use up all my mana though. But you can send Wolves. Wolves are really annoying to deal with.
My eyes are
Double.
They'll just pick off like the Acolytes without no problem.
I need orders.
There's the hero. So careful of that. Just pull those back so he can't get the free experience.
my counsel.
I stand
Grunt.
ready.
I see.
You ask of me.
Watch out.
And then move.
Are there enemies above?
Seeing is believing. It is
Double.
DK. Gets the town portal off, but loses all the units. I think this is more or less sorted now. Very back and forth though. In games like this, I just like to build like mass expansions, like not even units anymore. You just set up constant expansions everywhere, and eventually one of them will pull off. Kind of what Mickey's been doing this game.
Do you need my counsel? It is certain.
No expansions, clear on that front.
I see.
What do you want?
My eyes are open.
I don't think I'm in any threat.
Destiny.
Don't think I need a town portal.
Watch
I think the main threat is down now. It's just a case of destroying the buildings.
Seeing is
I stand ready.
Do you need my counsel? Destiny.
I stand. What do you want? Where's something you're doing?
Watch out. It is
Oh.
certain.
I thought that was a hero for a second.
Destiny. My counsel.
One on each because of all the lightning.
Yes, oogie dokie.
Watch out.
Stormbolt.
Your order.
Is believing.
What would you ask of me?
My
I
eyes are
stand
open.
ready.
I think that takes care of business for the most part. No hero rebuilding. A couple of gargoyles. Not much else than that. He's starting to fill up with gold mines as well now.
Build more burrow. What you want? Be happy to. What would you ask of me?
Destiny away.
I stand ready.
Of course.
Round and round the acolyte goes.
Our town is under attack.
My counsel.
I'm back! Good luck trying to stop this tauren chieftain, bro.
My ancestors.
You need my counsel.
All the time. Build more burrow.
Really? Still got money for town portals.
Man.
Destiny.
Crazy.
I
You
stand
need my
ready.
counsel.
He's on summoning now, though.
What would you ask of me?
Seeing is believing.
I stand
May
ready.
as well go use my earthquake in a toasty position.
My eyes are
What
open.
would you ask of me?
You need my counsel.
Man.
Wow, he's still getting frostworms.
Done. For my ancestors. Yes, chieftain. Honor guide me.
You need my counsel.
Our town is under attack. I stand.
My eyes are open.
Work complete.
Watch out. Destiny. Spirits of earth and storm. Strike.
What would you
Our
ask?
town is under attack.
We're under attack. Done. For my ancestors. Honor guide me.
No town portal this time.
We need more gold. Man.
That was a bit easier though, that staff, because I was just waiting for the obvious coil. The one that was a bit earlier was a bit more difficult to implement because it was a bit more time based in terms of APM usage. I always like to waste their coil. I mean, it gets me killed a lot of times because it's being too greedy or depends on ping. But an extra 75 mana is gone when you basically do it whilst he's mid-coil. But I can always starve the hero back just to make sure it definitely doesn't die, but it's always worth trying to get the extra gamble until it's not worth it. Well, there you go. Strategy complete and then some. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.